You're about to see something that changes how you think about building software. Google DeepMind just released Antigravity, and here's what makes this different from everything else you've been using. Most development tools force you to babysit AI. You write prompts, review suggestions, copy-paste code, then repeat the cycle until your eyes glaze over. Antigravity flips that entire paradigm on its head. Instead of managing a chatbot that suggests code snippets, you're now commanding autonomous agents that actually think through your project from start to finish. These agents don't wait for your next instruction. They plan, they execute. They test their own work across your editor, terminal, and browser simultaneously. And before you ask, can I trust it? That's exactly why they built the artifact system. Every move the agent makes gets documented through task lists, implementation plans, screenshots, and browser recordings. You see what's happening in real time, not after the fact. The platform gives you two modes of operation. Editor view, when you want that familiar IDE experience with an intelligent partner working alongside you. Manager view, when you're ready to orchestrate multiple agents across different workspaces, handling complex projects that would normally take your entire afternoon. Here's where it gets better. While it's powered by Gemini 3 Pro, you're not locked into one model. Claude 4 and GPT OSS work inside the same environment. This is available right now. Public preview, free. The question isn't whether agent-first development is coming. It's already here. What you need to decide is whether you're going to be early to this shift or watch from the sidelines while your competition figures it out.
Hey, I'm Johnny Null. I spent years building businesses the old hard way, managing teams, scaling operations, and doing everything manually. Today, everything I built, from automations and no-code infrastructures to fully AI SaaS products, has AI helping in one way or another. Firstly, let me quickly show you this. In South Africa, we call this a braai. I build with AI tools that, in my opinion, anyone can learn to use. My mission is simple: to help creators, entrepreneurs, and business owners get clarity with AI. Let's build smarter together and enjoy this video. Okay, so this is what it looks like once you've downloaded Antigravity. You can just say next. I'm going to say start fresh. Let's keep it dark. And it looks like here's the different levels of agent use. So agent-driven development, this is something that's similar to Replit's fully autonomous agent 3, where it basically runs and it executes on your behalf. And you can have certain parameters here to say that you're looking to use it on turbo or auto or off regarding the execution policy. And then the review policy as well. Do we always want it to proceed? Do we want the agent to decide? Or do we want to request a review? So for this, just going to say request a review. You have different formats here. You know, let's rather go with agent-assisted development. So the agents will then start to do that. Configure your key bindings. We can leave it normal. Extensions, let's leave all 7. Let's quickly sign into Google. Once you sign into Google, this is what it's going to look like on the screen here. Let's say next. Okay, so let's test this out. Considering focusing on building a storyboard app that essentially gives us the opportunity to build exactly what we want in a way that aligns with our script. So we're currently looking at having multiple images that gets generated based on a script that we provide. So the script needs to be pulled into different scenes, and based off that, we then can run with it. So we've already tried to create this on Replit, but also on Google AI Studio. So I'll just use that README file and plug that in here. Sometimes all it takes is a clear framework to make AI feel human again. Simple, structured, and useful. Inside of our AI school community, you'll find the full curriculum, workshops, prompt vault, and private access to our upcoming beta apps, all built to help founders integrate AI without the overwhelm. Experience how clarity and design turns into confidence in execution with AI. So usually the process that I go through is I take this prompt, I start it from here, and this basically takes the entire core architecture, the key user functionalities, the memory and performance optimizations, the expanded breakdown with the key user flows, the scalability considerations, the security architecture, as well as the recommended build approach. And I'll copy that, I'll plug that into any LLM, and I'll explain the app, and I'll ask the LLM to break the entire app down into these instructions according to this template. And then I'll basically take this template and plug it into either Replit or whichever agent building platform I'm looking to utilize. Okay, so I'll come in here and I'll basically just drop that all in there. And then let's use Gemini 3 to assist with the build. And let's see if it can basically take that entire prompt and start help planning what it is that we need. Okay, so here we can currently see that it's thinking and also the timeline of the thinking process and how it's planning all of that out. Okay, so now it basically thought through the entire infrastructure provided. And now we can move it over here to say start, and let's say start creating the app. Let's see what it comes up with. I am testing some limitations here because I haven't done anything. I haven't opened any agent management component, didn't clone any repository. Also haven't even selected a folder where this should be going into. So let's see how it starts to think and create all of this for us. All right, so it asked me to create an environment. So I just created a environment for this and now running the exact same prompt through the process. So let's see after planning if it would be able to go about and create what we're looking for. This is really nice. So we can start to see here on the task list what is currently planned. And then also we can add some comments in here for the agent as well. Okay, so we can see that it is still busy here. It is prompting me quite a bit to help and assist specifically with the different code infrastructures. But here we can see everything based on the implementation plan, what it's creating and what that looks like within the infrastructure. So now we ran into an area. And again, we can say fix the bug as an example, and it goes and it fixes the bug for us as well. So here we can see that it's currently busy, and again, it's thinking, it's showing what it's doing. We currently have it as the fast option here to execute this. So let's see what it currently will come up with and what the app looks like once we have this like an infrastructure built. Okay, it basically brought me here to the Chrome store to install the extension to the browser, and I would assume this is where we will be running the app preview on. Let's accept that. Let's view that. Okay, so it's still experiencing a bit of errors. Something I'm picking up is it's continuously asking to either accept or decline. So if I'm just saying accept all, is it learning itself? Is it understanding, and is it bettering its own infrastructure? Because that's something that's extremely important, especially if you need to sit and code alongside with it, which is not what I want to do. It needs to be able to run on its own time and ensuring that the app gets built, right? So I don't mind approving if there's security keys or APIs, etc. Okay, so I'm not sure if this is a glitch or that is supposed to happen. Okay, so here we start. We can start to see that we have the storyboard set up. Let me show you guys what I've built in Replit and we can compare it. So the way that I started it off, again, we go through the application template with your preferred LLM, get the instructions with the infrastructure set up, then paste that inside you. So I started off with Google AI Studio. I have an appreciation for the efficiency, but also we don't have to spend too much on credits as this is part of Gemini. So right here, you can see basically very similar infrastructure to what we have right here. So basically what you want to do is you want to be able to create a storyboard, and then inside of the storyboard, I will call it something. Let's say, for example, let's create a new one. Then we can post a script in here. So there's the script. Then you basically select your style of images. Right, so if I upload images here, it's then supposed to train itself on these images. I'll just call it test one. Then I will say vintage catalog. And then essentially you save the style, it's there, you select it. And then you can either ask the LLM to suggest the amount of images to create for this entire script, and it will tell us. Or you can select your own amount of images that it needs to create. We also have the aspect ratio and also the quality of the images. Now, again, the problem that this is solving is if we're looking to create something faceless and we're trying to build a story and we're utilizing AI images, a big problem is sourcing the images and getting the style unified so that the one style stays consistent, etc. So now it's suggested here we have 22 image suggestions. So the way we built this is that once you process it, it's first going to give you QA part of it where it asks you, are you happy with this image generation? And once you agree to that style, it will then go and create those images for you. So once you have the prototype set up in AI Studio, it's going to save a lot of credits with Replit. So then you just go to Replit, you add the same thing into the server side here, plug that in, and there you go. With Replit, you can literally pull from GitHub. So you save this to your GitHub repository, and then in Replit, you pull it off, and then you have all the code here already. Then you can build it back in. Because something as well that I noticed here that didn't work well was, for example, the storage. It works on the browser storage, which is like 5 megs. where if you upload 30, 40 photos and you need to save it, I mean, there's a database needed. So there's extra work. With Replit, you've got that database stored already. So here we can see, okay, do we like this photo? You know, if we don't like it, we can provide content and it can regenerate. And if we say looks good, it will then start to go and create the images. So this is the main functionality. And this is what we created on Google AI Studio. Again, brought this over to Replit. We create a storyboard, same here. Let's get the script in there. We can just upload a few images so that it can learn based on those images. We can also ask it here to suggest the images. I'm just going to say for this example, we want 15, and there you go. Same thing, right? Prototype, bolt on Google AI Studio, bring the app into Replit, make it production ready, and then run the test here. So just to give you guys an indication of what the QA process here looks like, which is similar to this. However, though, with Replit, we could take it a step further, where once you accept it, it will then show you the amount of images it's looking to create, etc. So we're looking to do the same with Antigravity. So we can still see it is still busy. Let's try something else. I wonder if this would work, right? If we screenshot this, we drop it in there, we say, it seems like there's still a bug in the process. We cannot seem to identify what the front end should look like. There you go. So this is what we have in Replit. If we're good with it, we basically just say, it looks good, and then give it a few seconds and it will start to generate the images. Very simple, very straightforward. Having that same infrastructure here may be a bit different, but we can see at least here there's some form of front end that we can work with. However, though, it's not clicking as of yet. So I think to something like VS Code or Cursor, this could really be handy. It's similar for Claude Code. I'm quite curious to see how it will match up. But for now, I mean, if you quickly want to get something out, I would suggest putting the fully autonomous functionality on here and letting it run and fix and do what it needs to do on its behalf, instead of asking you to review these changes and try to figure this out, especially if you're a no-code founder like I am and you need to ship something very quickly based on your infrastructural needs. So after a bit of troubleshooting and collaborating with the agent, so this is what came up with. Let's quickly create a new one. I'll just call this video 1. We can post the script in there. We can go to the next step where it's basically asking us to drop in 3 sample images. They look quite different, these. Let's keep it as 6 images and then let's create. So based on that, it's currently analyzing the reference images to learn the style. And then after it's learned the style, we will then say parse script, and then it will basically take the script and it will break that up into different scenes and give us an option of an image that we can either accept or decline. Okay, so we can now see that it basically took the script and it broke it up into different scenes. We can then say generate the first image, and then based on our instructions, it should give us a quality assurance step here after generating the image, where we can then either decide or decline the type of image we're looking for and then create the rest of it as well. So let's see what it comes up with. Okay, so yeah, this time looks good. Let's approve it. And there you see it goes and it starts to generate these images on our behalf, and it's set to generate 3 images at the same time. So let's see what these look like. Okay, I think it did a very, very good job, especially when it comes down to from scene 3, the description, scene 4, scene 5, scene 6. I mean, these look fairly similar.
You made it to the end. That already says a lot about how you built. Before you go, drop a like, share what you've been working on, and keep building. Don't forget, your invitation to join the school community is waiting for when you're ready to go deeper down in the description below. See you inside.